Hey, this is Rick Vandenberg for Turf Bugs and Rock and Roll, and we're back to our seasonal quarterly update with my friends Jim and Fred, talking a little bit about as we progress from spring into summertime and what that means from a pest perspective. And I'll start out by saying this spring was wild, as most springs are. We had a lot of temperature extremes. The one thing we had, I think, was on the high end. We had an unusual number of 90-degree days this spring. And they weren't just 90 or 91. We had days 96, 97 degrees. So they were indeed extremes, and they set records. But the main thing is that we've just been in a drought. And this is Memorial Day weekend when we're filming this. And we're finally getting a little bit of rain, probably not nearly enough. And since January 1, we've only had about 9 inches of rain. And normally by this time we'd have about 20. So we're way behind. And the drought actually goes back to September. So we're 15 inches behind on rainfall, and it's tough. It's tough for turfgrass managers. And one of the things that we see, even though we typically think of insects as cold-blooded and that the warmer temperatures may have accelerated, in many cases when soil temperatures or when soil is really, really dry, it slows down their development. It certainly makes control more difficult. So we're still trying to sort all out. We're seeing a lot of Bermuda grass mites, probably because of the absence of rain and in the warm temperatures. Chinch bugs are certainly out there. But we're seeing some changes in behavior, which typically happen. Fire ants this spring were not that active, and it was due to the lack of rainfall and their behavior changes. And if you applied a bait back earlier in the spring, it probably isn't working as well as you would like for it to. If you applied one of the fipronil products, such as Top Choice or Taurus, both these are fipronil-based products, and what we run into many times, even with irrigation, the product may not be properly activated. So I saw this about 6-8 years ago. We had a really dry spring, and people applied with fipronil, and then when the rains happened, mounds showed up everywhere in home lawns, etc., and they got a lot of complaints. And it took a couple weeks after those heavy rains for the fipronil really to get active and kick in and eventually control the fires. So look for, as we're seeing these rains this Memorial Day weekend, look for a lot of issues with fire ants as we get into the end of this month of May and early June. But we'll just see how it all works out, what the dry spring means. I anticipate we'll have plenty of insects. Hope that helps, and I'll turn it over to my friends for the next few weeks.